So hi, hello, welcome again. Once again, welcome back to my session. This is your mentor Kabilan. So in this session, we're going to see about the continuation of the last class, that is line graphs 1. The continuation for today's session, it is line graph 2, right? So we'll try to get on to the questions. Before getting into the session, let me first quickly introduce about myself. So my name is Kabilan and I'm a mechanical engineer with 3 years of teaching experience, and I've also converted various Indian Institute of Management. Okay. And most importantly, don't forget to join us on social media platforms, that is on YouTube channel Unacademy CAT4MBA and in our Telegram channel CAT4MBA, right? So the batches are already started. The 11th January, 12th January, and the 13th January. So the 11th January is for the weekday batch of 2021 evening, and the 12th January it is Achievers batch for exclusive group discussions and personal interviews in the evening, and the 13th batch it is absolute batch for Maharashtra set. Okay, so it is exclusively 2021 for the announcements. And Unacademy Champions League, it is happening on alternate Sundays, which has started from Jan 3rd. Okay, you can take up in that challenge and you can win exciting prizes and scholarships as well. Okay, so if you really like my contents and sessions, don't forget to avail my promo code of KBI10 and get absolute 10% off. So that for 1 year it will be 15,750, and for 2 years it's gonna be 18,900. So this can be really beneficial from your side as well. And let's quickly get on with the fourth set of today's session, that is set 1 in the line graph. Okay, so if you see this, no, in the x-axis they have given you 5 different cities. Actually they have given you Jalandhar, Delhi, Chandigarh, Hoshiarpur and Ropar. So these are the 5 cities given in the x-axis, and y-axis if you see the cost of the fruits per kg, right? So what is the cost of the fruits per kg it is being given, and the various fruits, that is apple, grapes and guava. So these are the 3 fruits you have, and in the y-axis cost per kg is given. Okay, clear? So if you're clear with this, let's quickly go for the first question. In which city is the difference between the cost of 1 kg apple and the cost of 1 kg of Goa the second lowest? That's a question. Okay, listen carefully. In this question, they are asking you exactly in which city the difference between the cost of 1 kg of apple and 1 kg of Goa the second lowest. So what you can simply do, you need to find the difference between the cost of 1 kg of apple and Goa. Which city is the lowest? If you try to compare the various cities starting from Jalandhar to Ropar, this is apple and this is Goa, right? So if you see here, where you get a maximum of difference between apple and Goa, right? Where exactly you get a maximum of difference? That's what you need to take it up. Come on, it's a matter of, I'll give you 1 minute. Let's see who can bring me the right answer for this. So guys, listen carefully. Is anybody got the answer for this? So what I can simply do now, let's say if I try to form a tableau column, okay, if I try to form a tableau column, one second. Let's say this is my city, the first column, and this is cost of Apple, and this is cost of Goa, and let's say this is the difference. Okay, if I try to take all the cities right from Jalandhar, Delhi, Chandigarh, Hoshiarpur, and Ropar, right? So if you see the cost per kg of apple in the city of Jalandhar, the cost per kg of apple is how much? 160. If that is the case, then it is exactly 160 is the cost per kg of apple in Jalandhar, and cost per kg of Goa in Jalandhar, it happens to be 16. And if you take the difference, it's going to be 100. Like in the same way, if you do for all the 5 cities, for Delhi, if you take, it's going to be 130 and 90. The difference, if you see, it is 40. And for Chandigarh, it is 180 and 120. And the difference happens to be 60. And for Hoshiarpur, if you see, it is 90 and 30. And the difference happens to be 60. And for Ropar, it is 40 and 15. So the difference happens to be 25. Right? So which have the maximum difference here? It's going to be Jalandhar. So this is one way of doing it, guys. Right? It's one way of doing it. But the other way, if you see, just by looking at the line graph itself, you can able to come to a conclusion that if you try to see the differences or the gap between the Apple symbol and the Goa symbol, definitely the gap is huge in Jalandhar from the rest of the cities, right? So if that is the case, definitely I can say that this city Jalandhar have a maximum difference between the Apple and Goa cost per kg. Okay, clear? Yes, let's go for the next question. Second question. The cost of 1 kg of Goa in Jalandhar, okay, listen carefully. The cost of 1 kg of Goa in Jalandhar is approximately what percent of the cost of 2 kgs of grapes in Chandigarh? Listen carefully. First of all, in Jalandhar, what is the cost per kg of Goa? It is 60. Okay. So the cost per kg of Goa in Jalandhar is 60. So 60 is what percent of the cost of 2 kgs of grapes? Grapes in Chandigarh is how much? Chandigarh, if you see the grapes, it is 90, right? 90 rupees per kg. So 2 kgs means it's going to be 180. That's it. So what percent of 180? That's it. So this happens to be your question. And if you see this, what will be the exact right answer? 60 is what percent of 180? So if that is the case, 60 by 180 into 100, if you do, it will exactly go thrice. So approximately they are asking. So approximately this will give you 34%. That's it. Okay. So the answer for the second question is 34. That is 60 rupees is the cost per kg of Goa and Jalandhar, and 180 rupees is the cost of 2 kgs of grapes in Chandigarh. Okay. So if that is the case, then it is exactly 34% for the second question. Come on, quickly go for the third one. What is the right answer for the third one? So the question is, what amount will Ram pay to the shopkeeper for purchasing 3 kg of apples and 2 kg of guavas in Delhi? That's a question. So listen very carefully now. You are asked to find what is the total amount Ram will pay to the shopkeeper for purchasing 3 kgs of apples. So what is cost per kg of apple? The location is exactly in Delhi, right? So the cost per kg of apple is how much? In Delhi, it is 130. So if 1 kg is 130, what will be for 3 kg? It's gonna be 390, right? So 3 kgs will be 390. So this is the amount Ram will pay to the shopkeeper for apple. And for guava, what is the cost per kg of guava in Delhi? In Delhi it is 90. So he's purchasing how many kgs? He's purchasing 2 kg. So it's going to be 180. Now if you try to add this up, you will be getting 570. That's it. So the cost, now the total amount Ram will pay to the shopkeeper for purchasing 3 kgs of apples and 2 kgs of guava, it is 570. Very simple question. Come on. Clear? Let's go for the fourth question. Yeah. Ravinder had to purchase 45 kgs of grapes from Hoshipur, and the shopkeeper gave him a discount of 4% kg per kg. Okay. He gave a discount of 4% per kg. What did he pay to the shopkeeper after the discount? That's a question. So if you see this, let's quickly go for the chart, line chart here. In Hoshirpur, if you try to see the grapes per cost per kg, in Hoshirpur, the grapes cost per kg is how much? 190, right? It is 190. So listen carefully. Cost per kg of grapes in Hoshirpur, if you see, it's going to be 190, right? How much kgs he is buying? He is buying 45 kgs. Okay, now listen carefully. Per kg, the shopkeeper gives a discount of 4%. Okay. The shopkeeper per kg gives a discount of 4%, means then it is very clear that what is 4% of 190 you need to see, right? How much will it be? It would be what? The discounted amount, discount per kg. You need to simply do what? 0.04 into 190. If you do, this will exactly give you how much? 7.6. So 7.6 rupees is being given as a discount per kg. So what will be the selling price of grapes per kg after getting a discount of 4%? So selling price of grapes per kg, it's going to be 190 minus 7.6 if you do. How much exactly? It would give you 182.4. So this is the selling price per kg. He is purchasing some 45 kgs. So what you need to do? Simply do 45 into 182.4. How much exactly this will be? It's going to be 8,208. So 8,208 is the exact amount Ravinder will be paying to the shopkeeper after the discount of 4% per kg. Okay, clear guys, everybody? Is that clear? See, this way you can do, just find discount per kg, 576, and then find the selling price per kg. Or the other way, the smart way, what you can do, This is the cost per kg of grapes in Hoshirpur. And if you are buying 45 kgs, simply multiply 45. 190 into 45, if you do, will be getting 8,550. With this, you try to give a discount of 4%. If 4% goes out, means you will be getting 96%. So it's going to be 0.96 if you do. Again, ultimately, you'll be getting 8,208. That's it. So this is the other way of doing it. Okay, you can do it in this way or this way. This second way will be a shortcut time saving way. Okay. Yes, let's quickly go for the fifth one. What is the ratio of cost of 1 kg of apple from Roper to the cost of 1 kg of grapes from Chandigarh? So first of all, try to find what is the cost per kg of apple from Roper. So from Roper, the cost per kg of apple is 40. Is to cost per kg of grapes in Chandigarh. Okay. So Chandigarh, if you see the grapes, it is exactly 90, right? That's it. We have got this. If 0, 0 goes out, the ratio is ultimately 4:9. The answer is option C. 4:9 is the ratio of cost of 1 kg of apple from Roper to the cost of 1 kg of grapes from Chandigarh. Okay. Very simple, guys. So these sort of questions, simple questions, fortunately, if you're lucky enough, you can expect it for the CAT exams. And if you're really clear with this, let me quickly go for the set 2 of today's question. Okay. So what it exactly says, the graph given below shows the quantity of milk and food grains consumed annually along with female. Okay. So if you see this in this line graph, the given years, that is starting from 1990 to 1996 are given, and the exact, millions, how much it is consumed, it is being given in the y-axis. So blue line, if you see, it indicates the milk, which is given in gallons in millions. Okay, and the orange line, it is food grains, it is tons in millions. Female population in millions, that is the gray line. And if you see the male population, that is the yellow line, given in millions. Okay, so very simple. And if you are really clear with this, let me quickly go for the next question. The first question of set 2. Come on. What could be the right answer for this? Let's see who can able to tell me the right answer. Come on. The first question, if you see here, they simply ask you, when was the per capita production of milk least? That's your question. Okay. So if you see this, per capita production of milk least, when was it exactly? So this is the milk, the blue color line, it is a milk. And per capita production means you need to simply do what? Find the difference between the total population in the given city, that is along with male and female, and then milk. If you try to see which have the massive difference, that would exactly give you the per capita production of milk to be the least. Okay, so just by looking at the line graph here, what you can exactly do? Come on, what could be the right answer for this? Guys, if you see this now, what is the simple lead which you can take it from here? The population, it is increasing steadily, right? If you see right from 1990 till 1995, the population of the both male and female, it is increasing steadily, right? Maybe ups and downs here and there, but it's quite a bit increasing steadily only. So like in this way, if you try to notice, only 2 years will have the possibility to have the least per capita production of milk actually. So what I can simply do, the only 2 years we need to check for the least per capita milk production will be the first year, that is the 1990, and the last year, that is 1996. Okay, why? Because the trend has been increasing with the population, right? So what I can simply do, if I try to find the total population in 1990, yeah, how to find that? Total population in 1990, if you try to see this, for male it is 34 and for female it is 35. So this will give you 69 million. 69 million is the total population of the people in 1990, not 1992, it is 1990, right? So this was the initial year. And if you see milk produced in 1990, what I can simply do, so the milk produced in 1990 is 5 millions, right? So if that is the case, the milk produced is 5 millions. That's it. So what will be the per capita production of milk in 1990? So if you see this per capita production of milk in 1990, what you can simply do, simply do the total milk produced is what? 5 divided by the total population, which is 69. If you do so, you'll be getting approximately 0.072. So this will be the per capita production of milk in 1990. And like in the same way, we need to take it for 1996, the last year. For 1996, the total production, if you see, so the total population, it's going to be in 1996, it is 40 plus 42. If you do, you'll be getting 82 millions of the total population. And milk, how much is the total production in 1996? If you see, it's going to be 6 million. So what will be the per capita? Per capita production, it's going to be 6 by 82. If you do, approximately you'll be getting 0.073. So a substantial increase is seen in 1996 when compared with 1990. So obviously 1990, which have a per capita production of milk to be 0.072 millions, will be the least per capita production of milk. Okay, so it's going to be option A, 1992. Clear, guys? Let's quickly go for the second one. When was the per capita production of food grains most higher? That's a case here. So if you see here, this is the food grains. You need to see which year the per capita production of food grains was the highest. Okay. So if it really wants to be the highest, what you can simply do, you need to take a lesser gap, the lesser difference between the population and the food grains. See, if you really want it to be least, you need to take a larger difference. If you really want it to be the small, it's going to be the lesser difference between the population and the food grain. Okay, so what really works here? If you just by looking at the line graph itself, I can tell that the gap is absolutely minimum in the year 1995. So let's see whether this works out or not. Okay, I have a confusion whether it will be 1993 or 1995. Let's work it out and see. Definitely, that I can 100% say that it is least in 1995 only. But let's try to cross check it, right? So what I can simply do, the total population in 1995, it's going to be what exactly? It is 40 plus 40, 80 million is the total population. And if you see the production of food grains in 1995, this would take you what? Food grains, it is exactly, I think it is not 30, maybe it will be something like what? Okay, it's 30, let's take that. So what will be the per capita production of food grain? It's going to be 30 divided by 80 if you do. This will exactly give you a what? 0.375. But if you try to take it for 1993, let's see whether this actually greater or smaller. Okay. If you see this in 1993, the per capita, if you see, the total production of food grains in 1993 is how much exactly? Let's take it as 21. So 21 divided by the total population, if you see, I think it's going to be 35 plus 38, right? 35. Yeah. So it's going to be 73. So if you try to do this, what exactly you'll be getting? This would give you 0.28 something, which is absolutely lesser than this. So I can 100% say that then it is very clear that the per capita production of food grains is higher in the year 1995. That's it. So just by looking at the line graph itself, we can do that. Okay. Nothing to complicate with this. Third question. In which year was the difference between the percentage increase in the production of food grains and milk maximum? Okay. So you need to find exactly in which year the percentage of increase in the production of food grains and milk maximum. In this kind of question also, you can literally see the line graph and tell the answer. See, if you really want to find the difference to be maximum, no? One quantity or one product should have a maximum range and the other product should have a minimum range. In that case only you will get a maximum difference between two. Right? So like in this way, if you try to compare this, the gap is somewhat here, but this is really huge. If you see this, the difference is absolutely huge when it comes to the year 1995. So if I try to find how much exactly it is, it's going to be what? The percentage of increase in the production of food grains they're asking you. First find the difference actually. Difference will be what? For food grains, it is 30, and for milk, if you see, minus, this would give you, let's take it as 7. So 23. So 23 is a massive difference between the milk and food grains. So absolutely for the year 1995, the difference between the percentage increase in the production of food grains and milk is maximum. Okay, just by looking at the line graph you can tell the answer very easily. Okay, come on, go for the fourth one. Fourth one, if you see, if milk contains 320 calories and food grains contain 160 calories, okay, so the nutrient calories is being given for milk and food grains here. Okay, in which year was the per capita consumption of calories highest? Okay, so the per capita consumption of calories the highest, you need to see which year it is. So if you see this now, in this line chart, the consumption of milk, the blue line, is comparatively lesser than the consumption of food grains. Okay, and also the consumption of milk, it does not change by much time. But if you see the consumption of food grains, it have a massive oscillation, right? It is changing over every year. Okay, so if that is the case, the change in food grains, it is equal to the yes, you have a massive oscillation for the food grains and a lesser one for the milk. So if that is the case, if you see this, if milk contains 320 calories and food grains contain 160 calories, so what is the ratio of calories in milk is to calories in food grains? If you see, it's going to be 320 is to 160. This will exactly give you 2 is to 1, right? The ratio is 2 is to 1. But what is the actual question? If milk contains 320 calories and food grains contain 160 calories, okay? In which year was the per capita consumption of calories highest? So if you see here, as I told you, the food grain have a massive oscillation here. So hence the change in food grains, the change in food grains is the key to estimate the calorie count. So how can you exactly do that? We can have a spike in the year 1995, the food grains, yeah. So hence the per capita consumption is highest in 1995. That's it. How you can literally do that? If they are asking you what is the per capita consumption of calories highest, the food grains have the highest calories in 1995, and obviously if you try to do this, then definitely this would give you the maximum, the per capita consumption of calories highest in the year 1995. Okay, so go for the fifth one. If 1 gallon milk contains 120 gram of particular nutrient and 1 ton of food grains contain 80 gram of the same nutrient, in which year was the availability of this nutrient maximum? Okay, so if you see this, 1 gallon contains 120 gram of particular nutrient, and 1 ton of food grains contain 80 gram of same nutrient. So which year has got the availability of nutrients maximum? Okay, so like in this way, again if you see 1995 literally dominates here as well, right, because the range has been higher. If you see this, the maximum availability of the nutrient will be in the year 1995, and if you want to know exactly, let's try to go for a comparison. No, if you try to see the availability in the year 1994, let's try to compare 1994 and 1995. What you can do exactly, in 1994 for the milk it is exactly 8 tons you have, so 8 into 120 grams, plus for food nutrients if you see it is 25, so 25 into 80, that's it. So if you try to do this, how much exactly you'll be getting? It would give you 2960. This is the amount of nutrient in the year 1994 availability. But if you see the availability in the year 1995, let's try to do this now. In 1995, it is for the milk 7 into 120 plus for the food grains it is 31 into 80. So if you try to do this, this would give you 3,320. That's it. So absolutely, the consumption of the nutrient, the availability of the nutrient is maximum in the year 1995. So for the answer, fifth question, it is again 1995. Why? Because the spike up is higher comparatively, right? If you compare the nutrients, they especially in the year 1995 have a massive spike up. Okay, and if you go for the next one, referring to the previous question, in which year was the per capita consumption of this nutrient highest? So referring to the previous question, they're asking you again, it's going to be what actually? 1995. The per capita consumption of a nutrient is exactly highest in the year 1995. Okay. If you see this, no, the ratio of nutrient in the milk to the nutrient into the food grains, the ratio if you see, the nutrient in milk to the nutrient in food grains, it's gonna be 120 is to 80. This will exactly give you 3 is to 4. Sorry, 3 is to 2. Ratio is 3 is to 2. And there is a huge spike up in the consumption of food grains in the year 1995. Right? So total nutrients consumed, if you really want to find. So total nutrients consumed, if you see, it's going to be 30 into 80 plus 7 into 120 you do, you'll be getting, we have already found that 3,240. No? So it is 100% clear that this is more than the any year. So it is exactly 1995 have the per capita consumption of this nutrient highest. Okay, just because of the spike up in the year 1995 for the food grains. Okay, clear guys, everybody? So if you're really clear, we have come to the end point of the line graphs. We have already made one video yesterday for the line graphs one. Better go and watch it and be cleared with the line graphs. This is how I will be exactly getting the questions in your exams as well. So better not to confuse with that. And if you're really clear with this, in the coming classes, let's try to move forward with much more interesting topics under LRDI. So I'll be handling the topics of LRDI, and don't forget to install our Unacademy app in your phone, mobile phones, just by using your Play Store or iOS Store, App Store, and where you can exactly get all my special classes streamed live, and also you can watch it, relearn it a number of times, and you can watch the special classes by other educators as well. Okay, so there is also a marathon sessions running every week, and definitely if you try to install the Unacademy app, you will be getting all the notifications about the special classes and all the new courses and batches which is being launching exclusively. Okay, so don't forget to install our Unacademy app, and if you really like my session, just don't forget to use my promo code of KABI10 to get an absolute 10% off if you really want to take up CAT subscription. As I told you, for 1 year it's going to be 15,750, and for 2 years it's going to be 18,900. So this is for 1 year tariff, this is for 2 years tariff. Okay, so I would suggest better go for 1 year or a 2 year tariff. Why? Because this will literally help you in getting all your topics right from the basics with a long span. Okay, and exactly, we also provide other courses such as UPSC, NEET, UG, PG, Foundation and NTSC, JEE, bank exams, Staff Selection Commission, defense exams like CDS, NDA, and all the other state and public service exams. Okay, so these are the popular courses we provide from Unacademy, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel, and most importantly, our Telegram channel, Unacademy CAT4MBA, where you will be getting exclusively all the materials, timetables, schedules, everything in detail. Okay, so thank you guys. With this, we'll wind up the session.